You ever try to generate a really cool, gritty scene with an AI only to get something that just looks, I don't know, a little too perfect, a little too clean? Well, today, we're going to dive into exactly how to break free from those generic AI images and start creating stuff with some real cinematic soul.
And this quote, it just hits the nail right on the head, doesn't it? So often, what we get back looks like these waxy plastic toys. They're missing that texture, that grit, that feeling of a real story. It's a super common problem, but you know what? It's a problem we can totally solve.
So let's start by figuring out what's actually going on here. Why do so many of these AI images end up feeling so lifeless, like some generic stock photo? Well, most of the time, the answer is all in how we're prompting.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have a super simple prompt, a cowboy in a saloon. I mean, it's fine, but there's no vision, right? But on the other side, we're defining the shot first. Low angle, extreme close-up of a tired outlaw. Right away, you've got a point of view, you've got emotion. You're telling the AI how to see the scene, not just what to see.
And that leads us straight to the solution. It's kind of like a secret weapon we use to get that perfect cinematic look, and it works pretty much every single time. It's a little framework we call the CCR method. CCR. It stands for camera, character, and rig. And it's this really simple but honestly super powerful way to structure your prompts. It basically forces you to think like a filmmaker, which gives you an insane amount of control over the final image. The AI finally gets what you're trying to do.
All right, so let's actually break this thing down. We're going to look at the C, the other C, and the R, and see how it all works in practice, step by step.
Okay, so here's the flow. You start with a camera, define that shot. Then, you move on to the character, describing them and what they're doing. And finally, you get to the rig, which tells the AI how the camera is moving. And believe me, this order is absolutely crucial.
So let's talk about that first step, the camera. You know, most people make the mistake of starting with the subject, the character. But if you want that cinematic feel, you have to start with the lens. You've got to establish the language of the shot before the AI even knows who's supposed to be in the frame.
So instead of just saying a cowboy, you start your prompt with something like this: a low-angle extreme close-up. That instantly creates tension, right? It focuses on detail. Or a wide establishing shot. That sets the whole scene, gives you that sense of scale. This is your first and honestly, your most important decision.
So once your camera is set up, then we define the character. And this part, this is where you add the humanity. You want to describe what your character is doing, how they're feeling, all in natural language. This is how you avoid that creepy, robotic, dead-eyed AI stare we've all seen.
And this example just nails it. We're not just saying a tired outlaw. We're giving the AI a performance note. He wipes desert dust from his brow. He's squinting at the horizon. It's these tiny human details that actually bring your character to life.
And now for step 3, the rig. This, my friends, is the secret sauce. So many people just skip this. The rig is all about how the camera itself is moving. It's what tells the AI how to handle things like motion blur, lens dynamics, the whole feel of the shot.
I mean, just think about the difference. A Steadicam tracking shot gives you that super smooth, big-budget Hollywood vibe. But if you prompt for a handheld camera shot, you get something way more raw, more grounded, more immediate. The rig you pick can completely change the tone of the image. Okay, so once you've really got the hang of the basic CCR method, it's time for the polish. This is how we add that extra layer of texture and realism, what I like to call the grit and dust.
So here are a few pro tips. First, try using a real reference image, maybe an old photo, and tell the AI to use it for the grain and the color. It works so much better than just throwing in a keyword salad like 4K or 8K, which, by the way, can actually make your image worse. You can even get super specific and name professional lens types, like Zeiss Master Primes, for unbelievable detail. And hey, if you get some weird artifacts, don't panic. A tool like Topaz Video AI can clean those right up.
Now, a really important thing to remember here is that this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. Mastering this is a process. It's all about refinement and trying again. You're not always going to nail it on the first try.
Yeah, seriously, don't get discouraged if it takes you a few tries to get that perfect look. It's totally normal for it to take anywhere from, say, 5 to 15 generations to really dial in the exact style and feeling you're going for. That persistence is the art.
So really, what this all boils down to is a mindset shift. The CCR method helps you stop being just a prompter who lists nouns and adjectives and start becoming a cinematographer, someone who makes intentional, creative choices about the camera, the character, and the movement.
See, when you put the camera first, you're not just making an image anymore. You're actually crafting a shot. You're telling a story that has a real, distinct point of view. So the only question left is, now that you have the tools, what story are you going to tell?